Insect swarm. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. The insect swarm is a swarm consists of millions of alien insects, and you, as the only survival on this barren planet, will have to fight against them dauntlessly. Good luck. Guys, I think I'm getting the fact that they're either foreign or an AI wrote the words, but yeah. Anyway, what is this game? Well, I got a key. The developer just sent me a key the other day, and I've never even heard of this game. And it says, "Hey, Mac, you know what? There's a tenner. There's a tenner, Mac. Just, I can buy you a few." He didn't actually send me a tenner. He just sent us a key and says, "There's the game. If you want to do a review, there you go." So I installed it, had a look, and I thought, this looks a bit. So I've had a bit of a blast around with it, and this is the deal. This is the dance, guys. You have this base. It's quite fortified with turrets and slidey doors, and you are this third-person isometric kind of view of your little spaceship. It's like a land speeder, I guess. And you can use shift to make it go rather. So it goes a lot faster than what it normally would go. You've got a primary fire button and a secondary fire button, and a jump with the spacebar. And in the base, there is this place. I am a poet and I did not. In the base, you've got this place where you can upgrade it. How do you upgrade though? What's the currency? Well, it's crystals, of course. And on the planet, there are crystals. And when you kill anything, you will get a little bit of crystal. You get a bit of crystal, guys, for killing shit, doing missions. Well, kind of doing missions, taking down bosses, which I guess are missions, and also collecting crystals, which are just naturally forming on the planet. Now, the more you upgrade and the more the threat, the more the crystals. So it works on that kind of basis. There's a threat level you can see at the top left, and the higher that is, the more badass aliens will spawn, and the harder it becomes. So you've got to kind of manage yourself by upgrading everything to keep ahead of the curve, if you like. Every time you take down a boss, it spikes up by about 7 or 8 levels from what I've seen. So there's a lot of grinding for crystals. I think a little bit too much grinding for crystals, considering you're kind of fighting the same mobs over and over again. I haven't seen a lot of diversity on the mobs, which is a bit of a shame. And also the weapons, you've got about 5 or 6 primary and 5 or 6 secondary, but I found that going full on Emperor Palpatine with electrics is the way to go. I'm just destroying everything as long as I keep putting a few crystal powers in my damage and my amount of ammo that I can carry for me secondary. So the game loop is you fly out of your base and you start collecting crystals. You can't hold many initially, so you have to expand by upgrading your cargo capacity, if you like. You'll have to throw a lot of stuff into that to get it up high, so it makes it worthwhile when you go out to get a good wedge of crystals to bring back. You can teleport back to your base as well, which is a nice touch. Just by simply pressing the R key, it sets off I think it's an 8 or 9 second count to get back to your base. And there's missions. The missions are, the first 4 is to take down the first 4 bosses, and then there's 4 more missions after that to set up some kind of, you're trying to escape from the planet by the looks of it. I haven't got that far yet. I've took down the second boss. I'm on to the third boss now. But at the minute, I'm just grinding and mining and grinding, guys. And upgrading all aspects of the game, such as there's a difficulty curve you can add to the game, which gives more power to the enemies, some nasty spawns, but also way more crystals. So I'm hitting that arc up. I'm also putting a lot of stuff into my own firepower, my armor, my speed, and and you can also influence how many crystals you get per kill by putting talent points into that as well. So there's a lot of things that you can spend your crystal money on, but you've got to go out and get the crystals, and that's where it does get a bit repetitive, this game. However, there is another mode you can switch to. By pressing the F key, you turn into a mech, a giant mech, which has crazy firepower, has this huge like scythe weapon that just swoops around and just decimates swarms. It's absolutely lethal. However, you do need a lot of crystals. In fact, you can't even get this till you've downed the first boss. And then to upgrade the weapons on this, you need thousands of crystals. So this is clearly the end game vehicle that you use, but it is great fun to just dive in this and just have a bit of a blast in it when the going gets tough, if you like. I personally prefer the little craft because
It's easier to control. It looks cool. I like the electric weapons on it, but it is nice to switch to the mech. And I'm sure as you get further into the game, you're going to need the mech a lot more as the enemies ramp right up. There's no graphical options to tweak, and I have to say that under certain weapons, when there's a lot going on, it does slow right down. I've had it down to about 30 frames a second, so bear that in mind as well. I am enjoying the actual game. I'm enjoying the loop. I'm enjoying the combat. It's a cheap little nice game that you can kind of just, I fancy a blast on Insect Swarm for an hour. It's that kind of game. It's not going to win Game of the Year or anything like that. But guys, it's only £7. And I think for £7, from what I've seen, it's definitely worth a buy. It's doing very well at the minute. It's very positive on Steam with over 1,000 reviews. So yeah, it's good. It's a good little game. It's a little gem, if you like, for £7. We like them little gems. You know, you don't want to spend 50 fucking quid on Redfall and get a pile of fucking bottom jerk. You don't want that. Bottom jerk. You don't want that. You want to spend, £7 and just get a fun game. Here's a fun game for £7. There you go. I'll see you later.